many of you love the ocean so much that you will learn to sail when you are 46 years old? Next up is Sarien Hibert. Now she wrote this in Afrikaans, so I might have translated it wrong. She has 2 rabbits, or he, rabbits, and 2 children in no specific order.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here. It's the first time I spent time with so many other poets.
Can you read it louder, please?
Oh. I'm glad I said something before I read the poem, because I know you can't hear me. Is that better?
Yes.
Even better?
Yeah.
Yay. So, I'm happy to be here. I've never spent time with so many other poets. I've never seen so many poets together. I try to give as little information about myself as possible. As you can hear, I love the ocean and I have rabbits and children. Oh, yes. However, it seems to me that poetry has an impact when you have a little bit of background information. Sometimes a poem needs that background information. The old masters can get away without any background information, D.H. Lawrence and those guys, I think. But for us young ones, I think we need to give a bit of a picture, the context. So, my picture is that I was a little bit broken, as many of us are, and I still am broken in some ways. So, I wrote a poem called Bietjie, gekraak, slightly cracked. And I'm on the naamopskryf site and I'm looking for my poem as I'm standing here. So in a minute. But while I'm doing that, I want to show you this bowl. And I want to ask you, are you familiar with the Japanese art form called kintsugi? Where they repair a broken object. And sorry, normally it's a ceramic object. And it can be of great value, but when it's broken, it has no value. But then they repair it in such a way that that it has more value after it has been repaired than before, because they repair it with gold. So you still see the crack; it's still there. So it would be a bowl like this, but with golden cracks showing. So after the brokenness, you will have more value. I thought about it, but maybe not today. So the reason I'm a little bit cracked is because I was divorced in 2015, and it was a great shock for me, as it is for most women. And I literally lost my mind. I spent a little bit of time in an institution. I lost my children for a full year. They were with their father, and then I had no home, I had no job, so I had to come back from nothing. Just to summarize, so I'm really slightly cracked. But then I realized that you can stand up from anything, as many of you know. Okay, let me find this. So, bietjie gekraak. My bakkie het gekraak, toe die stampe bietjie hard raak. Kraakbakkies word weggegooi. Maar toe sê iemand, ek kan jou bakkie mooi maak. Rarig, met 'n kraak, vra ek ongelowig. Rarig, kyk hier in my hande. En voel hier in my sy. Ek het self so bietjie gelei. Die merke sit nog hier, maar as jy mooi naby kyk, sal jy lig sien skyn uit daai einste gate. My aarde, dit is toe so. Ek gee my bakkie aan, by die hande met die gate. En daar in my krake is goud en lig, sommer daar vanaf sy strate. Should I translate it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, I'll try my best. My English students are here, and next time I hope to see them here. No one in particular. Okay. My vessel cracked, representing me. That's me. When the pressures of life became too much. Cracked vessels are thrown away. But someone said, I can beautify your cracked vessel again. It was hard for me to believe. How could that be done? But that person said, have a look. I also have cracks. Look here in my hands and in my side. And he said, when you look closely, you will see the light shine out of my cracks. I looked closer and I said, my goodness, that is true. And it's then that I took my little bowl and I gave it to him. I gave it into the hands with the holes. And suddenly I saw that out of my cracks, light shone. It looked like gold, and like the light that comes from the gold on the streets of his place.
Thank you, Susan. The other day, I met a woman at the swimming pool and I asked her, how are you? And she said, I've been better. I said, why? She said, I've been awake since 1:30. I said, oh, but don't worry, we were all awake at that time having a panic attack. You can hear the emotions in women's voices. When we get older and life happens, and children happens, and so on, it happens that you can't sleep at 1:30. And then you write poems like that.
No, I can do words, not technical things. Please help. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Really? Okay. This one is also in Afrikaans. I don't know if I'll be able to translate it that well afterwards because it's got a lot of Afrikaans imagery and then sound words, etc. But I'll try. So, crunchy fly vir Kersfeesoggend. My instant cappuccino skyn romerig, sterk koffiegeur. Skop my Christmas spirit in. Skaapwagter ster verwonderd, trek ek my koppie nader. Wyse man eerbiedig, hou ek die kosbare vroegoggendrykdom vas. Ek drink, engele sing. 'n chunky stukkie cappuccino tussen my tande. Ek kou, afwagtend vir die koffieboom skop. Crunch. Kou. Crunch, crunch. Haal uit. Dis swarterig in die skyn. Dit donker vir 'n koffieklontjie. Bene. Vlieg. Crunchy fly. Sug. Daar is seker ook 'n stalvlieg of twee op die Christuskind se neus probeer sit. En ek dink nie sy ma en pa het hemelsoet geruik na 'n nag se soeg om 'n redder voor te bring. Quick translation. It was written on Christmas morning. I had a cappuccino, instant cappuccino, and what I thought was a little coffee, what do you call it? Help my English students. A little bit of crunchy coffee turned out to be a fly, and it was a surprise. And then I related that to the Christmas morning when Jesus' parents also didn't smell probably that sweet after struggling to bring forth a Saviour throughout the night, and there were probably a few flies buzzing around and trying to sit on his nose. Just the reality of life.